Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the problem B from the latest educational code forces round 100, problem name find the array. So in this problem you are given an array a1 till an and every integer in this array is between 1 till 10 to the power 9 and s is the sum of all the elements in the array. Fine. Now let's call an array B of n integers, which is the same number of integers in the initial array, beautiful if all the integers in the new array are also in between 1 and 10 to the power 9, which is same, but every pair of adjacent elements of the array is either divisible by bi plus 1 or bi minus 1. So as you can see, if you take any adjacent elements, then either bi is divided by bi plus 1 or bi plus 1 is divided by bi. It's just that if you take any two consecutive numbers, then either one of them should divide either one of them. And this is an important condition, but this is not too relevant, but this is the condition you have to take in care, which like changes the whole question. That if you subtract the initial ai element and the new bi element array which you form, the subtraction of them and the addition of all those elements, twice of them, it should be less than or equal to s, the total summation. So you have to find out a possible answer of the array bi which like satisfy all of these conditions. Okay, so the first thing which come to my mind is, if I like somehow divide the whole numbers, like whenever I see a divide number and I want to divide all the numbers, then the first number which come to my mind is 1, because 1 divides all the numbers. Okay, and thus if I somehow like put 1 at every like consecutive numbers, like every alternative, sorry, then every middle number will be divisible by either of the ones which are on the sides. So that's a good observation which I like identified easily, which means that if the numbers are like this, why not just put the numbers like this 1, because I can convert, or I want to make a new array B, I can make the new array B at any way possible. But the thing here is, if I make, yeah, so as you can see, if you can take, like you can make the B array as any way possible. So I have made in this way, then as you can see, any number in the new array B is divisible by either of its element, because if you take any two consecutive elements, then the number is divisible by this number, or if you take this number, then this number is divisible by this number, and so on. So I have two options. I can either make the even numbers 1 or I can make the odd numbers 1, like this. Okay, so I have two options because I want that for every number, the consecutive numbers either on the left and right side, there should be 1. So I have two positions. Now if this condition is not there, this condition, then I can make any of them once, and then the whole question is very simple, no problem. But this condition make it a little bit difficult to choose whether I should make the even number ones or the odd number ones. Now how to choose between them? See, let's assume that you find out the sum of odd numbers and the sum of even numbers. Okay, what does this means is actually, if you do not change the even positions, like if you're taking the even positions as the same, or sorry, like this, then this means that you are finding out the difference between the aith and the bith. Okay, and do the summation of all of them. If you do a summation of all of them, of the difference between the ai array, the A array and the B array, then because they are same numbers, the difference between them is 0. But because these are different numbers, like this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1 also, then they will contribute to the answer, which is like in this it is well, 1 only. You can assume that this is like 2, so it will be 1, this is like 2, and this is again like 2 be 4. So if you add them, but like we have to add them, and if you add them out, then the summation is 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you have to double it, which is like 14. Okay, so you have to make sure that the number 14, it should be less than the total summation of all the numbers initially, and as you can see, it's like the total summation is like 16 initially, I think so. So 16 is like, this is less than 16, so this is fine. Like this configuration of 1 2 1 4 1 is fine. I can also have a case in which I can make it like this. If this is the total numbers are 2 2 3 4 5, then if I not make the odd positions, I can make the even positions once, and then keeping the odd position same. If in this, as you can see, these numbers cancel out, so it will be 0 0 0, and these are changes here, the 1 and 1. And as you can see that the number which I form are always less than or equal to the numbers, because I always make the number 1, which is the smallest possible. All the numbers here will be even 1 or more, so the number here will be smallest possible. I hope you get my point. So the difference between, like, it will be them, it will be like this 3. So if you like add them out, 4 into 2, which is like 8, which is even smaller. So as you can see, if you find out the sum at the odd positions and the even positions, and if you take a number which has the least sum, because as you can see the even positions at this has smaller sum in compared to odd position. The total summation of odd positions is like 5 plus 3 plus 8, which is 10, and in the even position it's 6. So 6 2, like, because if you take 6 then subtract 1 from them, it is like 1 and 3, so it will become 8, and for the same it will become 14. So taking the smaller number is good, but how we can always say that taking the smaller number is good, or why not take the larger number? Like, this is intuitive, but still I can like tell you with a like quite a bit of intuition you can get by like seeing this like example. So what you can see here is, what we are actually doing here is, when we do or make a new string, as you can see, we are keeping the 1/2 or like even halves same. As you can see, I'm keeping the even half same and the odd halves different, like, because they converted to 1 1. Now when you add them out, the even halves will cancel out and only the odd halves will remain. I hope you are still with me. So there are two halves, as you can see, there are even halves and the odd halves. If you subtract 1 from the odd halves, then only the odd halves will be remaining and the even halves will cancel out because they are same. Okay. Now if you take out all the odd halves and multiply them twice, okay, if you twice them, then the total summation of the whole initial array, the whole array, it's like creating an, because see, you have the even half and the odd half. You like, if the odd half, even half you are not taking because they are same, you only have the odd half. But if you twice the odd half, it's like creating another even half. I hope you get my point. It's like you have two halves, okay, even and the odd. You are not taking the even half because you are like they are same, but you have the odd halves. If you twice the odd half, it's like you're creating another even half from this odd half. You're like doubling it. I hope you get my point. But because, and in this process you have to ensure that the total summation which you create now, if you double this out, it should be less than the new summation. So it's always beneficial. So what you can see that if you are creating, you have a smaller half, like you have some smaller sum and a greater sum. Okay, so you have some smaller sum and a greater sum, you are doubling it out. If you double the greater sum, then the total sum will increase eventually. I hope you get my point. You have two eggs, like a smaller egg and a larger egg. If you take the summation, it's like an even half and an odd half. If you delete the even half and double the odd half, then the total summation of the whole will increase. I hope you get my point. But if you take the smaller half and double it, then it will be always smaller than or equal to. Maybe the both eggs are same. So if you both eggs are same, if you delete any of the eggs, then double it out, it will be same. But if you take the smaller egg, double it out, then the summation will be less than the total summation. But if you take the larger egg and double it out, then the summation will always be greater than s. I hope you get my point. And thus, you always have to take the smaller among the twos. If you take the smaller half, the even half, which are, or the odd halves, which are the smaller sum, and then even if you change all of them and double it out, the new egg or the new total half will be always less than or equal to the original half, and thus there will be no contradiction. And that's what we are saying, that it should be less than or equal to the new half, like the original sum, and thus it is always possible. So the thing here is, just find out in this code, find out the even and the odd sum. That's what I'm doing. And you have to see that if the even sum is less, then change all the even positions to 1. And if the odd sums are less, then change the odd positions to 1. Such that whichever has the smaller sum will be changed. Because the smaller sum will be changed, thus that when the new total sum will come, the bigger half will not remain the same, like it will not change. So it will be cancelled out. But the smaller half will be changed, so it will be doubled out in the end. And if the smaller half is doubled out, then it will not create any problem. It will always be less than s. I hope you get my point. And then just output the whole array again, which is like whatever you have changed, just output the answer. I hope you get my point. The code is in the description. If you have still any doubts, you can mention in the comment box. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.